You know, I was thinking about 4th of July coming up, and I realized that I don't have a shirt to wear for 4th of July. So I thought I would go ahead and fix this tonight. Or today, it's not quite night yet, but I've got this red t-shirt, and it is from Walmart. I should have gotten my tag removed first, but it did come off cleanly, so we're good. Okay, so I've got this shirt from Walmart, and I like the V-necks, so I got the V-necks. Now, we're gonna go ahead and use ink on this today because ink is permanent. So the first thing I wanna do is apply my Chalk Couture ink mat, or you wanna apply, put some kind of protection inside your shirt so the ink doesn't go through. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip my shirt inside out. I struggled with this the other day, and I just realized that it's so much simpler just to get everything flipped and centered where you can see it. So let's flip it out. And then I'm gonna go ahead, my shirt, my transfer is gonna go straight up and down. So I'm gonna place this ink mat centered as much as I can where I think that this is gonna go. And I wanna make sure that the design does go under my armpits, or level with my armpits. So I'm gonna go ahead and smooth this out again, straighten it, and I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this right here. And then we're gonna flip it inside out or outside in. So flip it, keep that ink mat inside. And this is less of a struggle than trying to put it in when you can't see it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and flip it around, straighten it out. And it does have a few wrinkles. So I'm gonna go ahead and de-wrinkle-tize it. De-wrinkle-tize it. Is that a word? Is that a phrase? I don't know. And hopefully this will be easier than the other way I've been doing it, but although it does look like I am still adjusting. Okay, let's adjust it just a little bit. Try and put this on here straight with no wrinkles. Smooth it out. Okay, and you do want to make sure you get all the wrinkles out because that will cause your paste to bleed. I do have something bumpy down here. It's a little sequin or glitter. It's a little sequin or glitter. Hey guys, as you jump on, go ahead and comment the word American, because this transfer is called American Vintage, or Vintage American, one of the two. And it is our flag. So I'm gonna go ahead, it comes on this protective backer. Peel it off the backer, keep your backer. Now when you're inking or chalking on a textile, you do not need to fuzz your transfer ahead. You're just gonna go ahead, you want it to stick as much as it can. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this right in the center of my shirt. Make sure it's level, even, not lopsided, because however we place it right now is how it's gonna end up being on your shirt, okay? And this shirt is centered. To me, it looks like it's a little off. Here's a tape measure. Looks like it's closer on this side than the other side. Let's go ahead and get that measured. So this one is about 5, and this one is about 7. So either I don't have it correct or the shirt is lopsided. And I think this is the hardest part of the whole shirt making thing, is making sure your placement of your design is where it should be. Make sure my shoulders are pretty level. Okay, I think that's it, guys. I've got my ink. Now the ink is different. It's a different product than your paste. Make sure you're getting ink if you want to chalk on something or create something, a design that is going to be washed and worn and dried over and over again, because this is permanent once it's heat set. I am going to do this all in white. So it's going to be quick, easy, and I think it'll turn out great. I'm going to get some chalk ink on my squeegee, and I'm just gonna go ahead and spread it anywhere that there is silk screen. So where that design is carved out in silk screen is where that medium, whatever you're using, is gonna go through. So we're using ink. Ink is very nice. it doesn't dry as quickly as the paste, so you have a little bit of working time. You don't have to move quite as quickly as the paste, but you do want to make sure that you get all those edges done. That's where I always mess up, is either skipping an edge or going over the edge. And with ink, you want to be careful because it is permanent. So if you get it on over the edge or on a place where you don't want ink, you're going to have ink permanently, okay? There's very few times when it'll come out. Sometimes if it's wet, when you do the application, you may work on it a little bit and get most of it out, but I always count on it staying. I'm going to carefully go up from the bottom here, just to make sure I get it all placed without going over. And then it's all pasted right now. I'm going to go ahead and go over it to smooth out some of those lines and remove any extra paste. It kind of levels out the evens the playing field out also, so that it dries evenly about the same time all over. And instead of having some thick spots, some high spots, some low spots, it's all even. Okay, paste back in. I'm going to go ahead and cap up my ink. I'm going to put away my measuring tape because the less that I have out, the less that I am going to get dirty. So put that away. Okay, we're ready to reveal this. I'm going to go ahead and reveal it and paste it off right here, and then I'll show you. So when you're peeling it off, take a look underneath and see what it looks like as you go. If you miss any spots, you can put it right back down and go over it again. So far, this is looking excellent. Yay. I'm just going to go ahead and stick this right here to my table till I can clean it. And I want to lift it up and show you guys, always make sure you have clean hands, what it looks like. Isn't that going to be a great design? I think it's a great design. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to kind of dry it. You really don't want to heat this ink mat underneath very much. So I'm going to kind of go, this is kind of a warmer heat gun than my other one. I'm going to go up a little higher, and I'm going to be really mindful about what I'm doing with it. So I'm not going to melt my heat mat underneath. I've got my easy press heating to 305 degrees right now. I'm planning on heating this for 30 seconds each side. This does feel a little warm, so I'm going to go ahead and remove my heat mat, my ink mat underneath, just so I don't heat it up too much. Remember, it's sticky, so I'm just peeling it off, but my ink is probably still wet, so I want to make sure it doesn't flop too much. So I'm doing this pretty carefully so I don't mess anything up. Okay, success. I'm going to lay this down, and I'm going to dry it all the way right now. So you want to make sure that you dry it all the way before you heat press it, because if it's still tacky and you put down the heat press, it's going to remove some of that ink and it won't be quite as vibrant. So you're just going to make sure it's dry. My heat press decided to go off. It's tired of waiting for me. Temperature 305. Okay. So this only goes one speed, this heat tool. But it really shouldn't take too long. Have you guys ever had a chance to try the ink yet? I do look like I've got a little bit of ink right here. I'm going to go ahead and take Windex. And just do a dot right there. Get a paper towel and see if I can kind of blot that right now. Because like I said, once it's on there and heated, it is permanent. Well, it looks good. We'll see after it's all done, after it's washed and dried, what it looks like. Okay. I might do it two-handed. I've also got my other heat tool, which isn't as hot, but it blows a little harder. So we're going to do a combination. see if we can get this heated up and dried quicker. There's nothing like being able to create a shirt for you, whatever you need within 10 minutes or so. It's so easy. You guys can do this. It's just like buttering toast. It's easy, easy. I feel like we're almost there. This is so pretty. I love these vintage patterns. You know, I've never been the type to go for all the vintage and the extra words and the interference kind of on things. But I did this one transfer one time of a Parisian bunny, and it had all the vintage writing in the background, and it is my absolute favorite. After I did that one, I soon discovered how cool these are, and I've been in love ever since. Okay guys, I think this is dry. What I'm gonna do next, I have it's like a heat resistant pressing pad, and I'm gonna put this inside my shirt. This is gonna absorb the heat from my heat press. And give it a little bit of cushion. Okay, then I'm gonna cover it with parchment paper. Like I said, my heat press is at 305 for 30 seconds. I'm just gonna go over this a couple times. You know, this is a regular heat press, a regular size Cricut Easy Press is what it is. It's a 9x9. They do have some 12x10s, which I want so badly. Whoops. My paste was over here. And I did get some paste on my sleeve, and it's on my parchment paper. We'll clean that up real quick. But anyway, I noticed today that Cricut has their larger heat presses on sale, and I am so tempted. I love this one so much, but when I'm doing sublimation, I feel like it's not quite big enough for some of the designs. So if you're like me and you're kind of been eyeing those larger heat presses, the Cricut site has them on sale right now. And I have been watching Amazon to see what they do. Because it is Amazon Prime Week. I personally would rather get it from Cricut because I feel like that's the manufacturer, and I'll get a better guarantee of quality, not quality, but maybe backup if something goes wrong. So I like to go through them. But if they weren't offering a sale and Amazon Prime was, I would go through Prime. So anyway, we're just going to clean up that one spot right there. My front should be heat set right now because, oh yeah, it feels good. But you also want to go ahead and remove your heat pad, flip it inside out, and press the other side as well. This time I'm not going to use the parchment paper. I think it'll be okay because it should be set right now. I'm just going to go ahead, and you can see it didn't really go through the back of this very much. It's pretty light, and the ink mat also helped with that. So 30 seconds on this, and I do move it around just to kind of make sure I get everything. You can do a little longer than 30 seconds if you want to. And I will warn you that this is a red shirt, and in the past when I've done anything red, and this is looking dark, it has, the ink, white ink has turned pink on me. Now this looked good. Let me go ahead and examine it again though. 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's take a look. Yeah, this one didn't turn pink. It looks really good. So this is our finished shirt. It looks a little darker right now from the heat, but I think once I wash it, it comes back to normal temperature, it'd be great. But isn't that going to be great for 4th of July? I think it's going to be just perfect. So if you need a 4th of July shirt, these transfers, by the way, the patriotic ones are on sale right now. It's 25% off, and it's really a cost-effective way to decorate a shirt. So Walmart shirt, it's not very expensive. You need a jar of ink, or you may get away with a packet of ink. and you need a heat mat or a piece of cardboard inside to protect it, and a squeegee. But that's our project for today. I hope you love it. I do. See you guys again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.